Here we're going to talk about QuickBooks Reports, and we're on the home page of the sample product company in your QuickBooks. And there are a couple of ways to get to the reports, just like there is in Sage. You can go up here to the top and click on Reports, and you'll see the various reports that you can do. Or over here on the left on My Shortcuts, although you'll need to scroll down a little and get to reports there. And just like with Sage, there's a list of the types of reports, and then the actual reports that are available are over on the right. Okay, so we're going to choose customer type report. We want something that's similar to our customer ledger. That's our accounts receivable subsidiary ledger, where it shows a beginning balance for that period, all the transactions that happened related to that customer, and then the customer's final balance at the end of that period for each customer. And so here what they have is called the customer balance detail. And so we're in the customers and receivables reports. We go to customer balance detail, and we're going to click this green button that says Run. Now we see all the customers, and notice that this is showing up here, the dates are all the dates, and so we're seeing a bunch of stuff. So if we just wanted, this is December of 2018, that's in the sample company. And so if I just wanted to see December, let's take a look at this job right here for Christie Abercrombie, the remodel bathroom job. Okay, and so there was an invoice in November for $31.11 and then there were various things in December of 2018. Now, if I want to just look at December, then this November of 2018 thing would be a beginning balance. So if I came up here to dates and I say from December 1st to December 31st, okay, and then you hit the refresh button. Okay, and when you do that, notice that this remodel bathroom, it starts out with a beginning balance of the $31.11.28, the same that was in there for November. Now it's showing all of our December activity, including the fact that Christie Abercrombie paid us everything she owed us, and now her final balance is 0. Then it goes through each of the other customers, showing their beginning balances, any transactions that happened during that period, and then what the ending balance was for each customer. At the very bottom, we have the total. So our total balance of the customer ledger is right here, and that should match your accounts receivable in your general ledger. Okay. We can X out of this, and we can take a look at vendors and payables. And again, we can go down to the vendor balance detail and run. Get the dates that you want, the date period that you want it to be for. Click refresh. And now here again, I show a beginning balance for each vendor, what activity happened during the month, and the final ending balance for that vendor. So this vendor went from $2,000 that we owed to CU Electric down to $750 we owe now at the end of December. Once again, I can go down to the bottom. I can see what I owe out to vendors, $26,636.92, and that should equal my accounts payable in my general ledger. We're also going to take a look at accountant and taxes. Here's a trial balance. So we can see the trial balance. Again, you're going to want to take care of the dates. So we want from December 1st to December 31st. And we hit refresh. And we see all of our balances. And of course, just like Sage, it is going to balance. Okay? But you can see if things are on the right side. So here we have some other income and interest income. They're on the credit side. Here's a bunch of expenses on the debit side, okay, etc. like that. So you can check and make sure that it looks right, that you put things in correctly. Here is a general ledger. We can hit run on that. Here again, this one only goes from December 1st to December 15th. So we would want to change that to December 31st and hit refresh. It's going to start with the beginning balance of each account and all the activities. Of course, this is the checking account, so it has the most activities. Okay, and then goes down to the ending balance for the checking account at the end of December. Here's the savings account beginning balance, all the activities that happen, and here's the ending balance there, etc. Okay, if you wanted a general journal, here you can click on that. Again, change your dates and refresh. Of course, normally you would be putting your adjusting entries into the journal, and so you would maybe want to take a look at those. Let's take a look up here at company and financial, and these are where your financial statements are. And in QuickBooks, they have some different names. So the income statement is traditionally known as the profit and loss statement. And in QuickBooks, that's the terminology that they use, profit and loss instead of income statement. Now they have a standard profit and loss statement or a detailed one, or you can actually, just as you can in Sage, you can go in and customize these reports. Okay, if we just want to take a look at a regular standard income statement, we would choose this profit and loss standard and click on run. We have to make sure our dates are what we want them to be and hit refresh. Okay, and now here's our income statement. We have our revenues, our cost of goods sold, gross profit, here's our expenses, etc., coming down to our net income, $13,685.53. There is less chance with QuickBooks of making the mistake of putting an account in the wrong section and therefore having it show up on the wrong financial statements, because they force the issue basically with the accounts, and so it's harder for you to make a mistake. Not that you still can't add an account and stick it into something it doesn't belong to, and then it's going to show up on the wrong financial statement. It's just a little harder for you to do in QuickBooks than it is in Sage, Peachtree. Okay, now there's a variety of different income and expense detail type accounts for you to look at. The balance sheet, the standard balance sheet, is another one that you'll need for your report. So once again, we can find it, we can click on run, we can make sure that the date is and hit refresh. Okay, and here's our assets, our total current assets, and our total assets. Current assets are those which are going to turn into cash or be used up within a year. And a lot of times banks are looking at current assets, and so a lot of times on a balance sheet we'll put those separate. And then here's our fixed assets. This is our plant, property, and equipment that we're going to depreciate and things. And we have some other assets. These are all long-term assets, things that don't get used up for at least for over a year. Okay, so here's our total assets, and of course we want that to equal the same number as our total liabilities and equity. Here's our current liabilities. Those are all the things that we owe out within the next year. And then there were some long-term liabilities, and these are things that are due more than a year from now. Here's our equity section, and we add all of that together and we should get the same number. The other thing you might have to do is a statement of cash flows, and that is shown here, statement of cash flows. We hit on run, and again we want to make sure the dates are whatever it is that you want them to be. Okay, this is showing for a whole year. Okay, you can just show just for the month of December. And refresh. Okay. For the statement of cash flows, if all you've had is Accounting 101, you haven't done one of these, we talked about it, but you haven't actually done one. But a statement of cash flows takes a detailed look at the cash. Where is it coming from? Where is it going to? Okay, divides it into different types of activities. I don't expect you to be able to know exactly what's going on here, but I may ask you for this report as well. This concludes our the reports that you will need for your Project 8.